Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, it's almost time to play ball! Opening Day IPA is a 6% Cold IPA from Eastern Market Brewing Company in Detroit, Michigan. Something I look forward to every year is baseball's opening day. Now, I don't really care too much about the game these days. The Tigers are okay at best, but I enjoy hanging out with my friends at the bar while the game goes on in the background and having some beers with those said friends. Eastern Market Brewing Company is going to try to check the box of making a crushable all-day beer that you can enjoy the entire opening day. So let's get looking at the label. We'll get it into a glass. But first, I'd like to thank my executive producers, Brian Kramer, David Jeffries, Vinny Cat, and Cam Freeman for helping to bring this review to you today. If you'd like to become a producer, help out the channel, or maybe just throw me a couple bucks to buy me a beer, take a look at my Patreon at patreon.drafttherapy.com, where you can get early access to these videos and a few other special perks that are available only to patrons. Let's take a look at the label. As you can tell, definitely baseball themed, definitely Detroit Tiger themed. You can see the stitching across the entire label, which is like the stitching on a ball. In orange, the background is white. In that Tiger's blue, it says Opening Day IPA. Lets you know that this is from Eastern Market Brewing Company, brewed and canned in collaboration with Ferndale Project in Ferndale, Michigan, which is their sister brewery. If we turn it around to the back, it says style, cold fermented India Pale Ale. A little bit more on that in a second. Alcohol by volume, 6%. Hops are Citra. Malts are Pilsner. Carafoam, torrefied wheat, has a little picture of Michigan, has the Crafted for All logo. This was canned on March 15th, 2022. This is the 26th that I'm talking about this, that I'm recording this video. So this is the first cold fermented IPA that I'm going to try. And what that means, I've seen this kind of around. It's been going around for about a year. What that means, if you're not familiar, cold fermented IPAs is an IPA that uses malts that are generally associated. Well, this isn't necessarily how it always is, but with this one, it's using malts that are generally associated with Pilsners or lagers. So it tells you right here it has Pilsner malt, Carafoam, torrefied wheat. And what they do is they use a lager yeast to, they don't lager it, they don't put it at lager temperature, but they ferment at ale temperature. So that will give different flavors. If anything I said was wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But from what I've been able to research, that's what it means. I am going to grab my... I'm going to grab an Eastern Market glass because it's an Eastern Market beer. So let's get to cracking. Again, this is pretty fresh. Week and a half, 11 days or so. Let's go ahead and crack it, put a nose on it. See how it do. Let's see. Got a bit of a dankness to it. 6%, got a bit of a dankness to it. Kind of dank, a little dank. That's pretty much what I'm getting here, so let's go ahead and pour it. Coming out really kind of clear and golden out of the can. I'm not going to be able to fit too much in this glass because this is a smaller Tiku glass. I'm going to say that it's probably like maybe a 12-ounce glass, maybe. And I don't know what I'm doing. As you can see, it's got about half a finger ahead here. Yeah, it's about half a finger. I'd be generous by saying one. The bubbles are really like airy. It looks very kind of spread out. And yeah, it looks pretty golden. Let's go ahead and hold it up here. That is pretty golden. That's pretty clear. I can see straight through that. It's been a while since I've had an IPA that's been that clear. And let's put a nose on it. Again, very dank, getting a lot of dankness on the aroma. This is like what I would think of as like, it almost has more of an aroma like a West Coast style IPA. So let's go ahead and try it. See if it actually is that bitter or not. Cheers. We always talk about the mouthfeel first here. It's actually got a pretty crisp mouthfeel. It's a little bit, it's not quite like super light. It is pretty light, but it is, I would put it probably in the medium category, but very much trending, towards that light side. So let's talk about, I'm going to pour a little bit more in because, why not? It's only so much can go in here at a time. And let's talk about the flavor here. It is definitely very easy drinking. Before I even talk about the flavor, it is like so smooth. It actually has a lot of bitterness to it. For being 6%, it has a lot of bitter flavor in it. Now I can't really, it has kind of like has a little bit of a resiny and a little bit of a citrus. There is like this, like kind of, overarching fruity kind of flavor to it. Like it has these fruity notes that are coming out of the flavor, but they're on the upfront and they're really almost instantly just muffled by all the bitterness that comes in. It's not like, I say offensively, it's not offensively bitter. And I've said offensively a lot lately. I've noticed on my reviews lately, I've been saying offensive. It's not like, it doesn't turn me off, right? It's got a nice bitterness to it. It almost has some of these kind of pilsnery, lagery qualities to it, along with that, but it has the bitterness of an IPA. So it's like an IPL, like a pale lager that's been, bitter like that, but it's not. You can tell it's like not a lager. It's super crushable. The thing that I think I find the most interesting about this beer is that it's crushable like a regular, like a lager or some kind of macro style beer that you would drink, but it has those bitter qualities that kind of, it would draw in a craft beer person. So I feel like it's definitely a big crossover between the two. Like I almost feel like people that drink macros when they go into a brewery and they're like, give me whatever's close to Bud Light. Like, I feel like this wouldn't really satisfy them because it has that bitterness. It's not quite as sweet. It does have those sweet qualities to it. It has those kind of lagery, pilsnery, sweet qualities to it, but it also has those IPA bitter qualities to it. And I feel like the bitterness is what turns off people like dyed in the wool macro lager style people like Budweiser, Bud Light, Miller, Coors, Molson, even, stuff like that. They really are looking for something that's just really smooth, easy to drink. Like, I can drink this and I get a buzz from it. But I feel like this has some of those lagery qualities. It has some of those kind of, like, lagers can be bitter. They have that bitterness to them. They have that sweetness to them, but they can be bitter too. And this just like amps that bitterness way up. As it's kind of, my palate's adjusted to it a little bit. I was going to say as it warms up, but it really hasn't warmed up. It's only been a couple minutes. My palate really adjusts to it, I am picking up a little bit more of kind of like a sweet quality to it on the very front of the flavor. On the swallow, it definitely has like some of those lagery kind of qualities. It has a bit of a sweetness to it. It has a little bit of like an estery, like berry kind of flavor that comes in, and then on the finish, that real strong like bitterness from the hops come through. This is citra hop, so I am getting a lot of citrus kind of flavors in there. I feel like I am getting a little bit of a piney resinous kind of quality too, but it's very strongly in the citrus category. I mean, folks, I'm almost finished with this, so it must be doing something pretty good. But it's very intriguing. It's got like it is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's 6%. I don't know if I've had an IPA. Again, I've not had a lot of cold IPAs or cold fermented IPAs. They're kind of one and the same. I haven't had a lot, so I don't have a lot of experience with it. But a lot of the lower ABV IPAs that I have, like, they're kind of more sessionable. The one issue that I always run into is they generally don't have a lot of flavor. Like, being that low ABV, there's not a lot of flavor. This has a lot of flavor. It has a lot of those kind of lagery qualities, but a lot of bitterness too. This is 6%. I could crush this right now, and I feel like this is super crushable, especially for, opening day coming up. By the time you watch this, hopefully you've watched it before opening day, and maybe you picked this up, maybe you didn't, I don't know. But yeah, this would definitely fit in like a pregame, a tailgate kind of situation. And, I just think it's a really good beer for that style of drinking. Like, if you're going to have more than one, you could drink like maybe like four. They come in 4 packs, so I would think you could probably drink four pretty easily and still be able to function throughout the day. It is a perfect kind of pregame thing where you want to be drinking because everybody else is doing it. And you want to feel, you want to be in on that. But you could drink all four that you picked up, and it might last you, last you a little bit depending on how quick you drink. And you can still function the rest of the day. You could actually pay attention to the game, which is something I haven't done in a long time. All right, friends, that has been Opening Day IPA from Eastern Market Brewing Company in Detroit. Have you had this beer before? And do you have a favorite beer for maybe pre-gaming or during the game, watching the game at the bar? Let me know in the comments down below while you're down there. If you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell. I'm here talking about beer twice a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays is all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next time. Cheers.